And we're live. Guy, you're back on the channel again.
Yeah, turns out.
What did you do?
I played Swordsoul.
Wow. Well, guys, this is RayD-TCG here, coming at you live in the second season of our Locals Deck Profile series. And we're starting off Season 2 the way we ended Season 1, with Guy.
With me.
Yet again. You must be really good at the game.
I like to think so.
All right, so playing Swordsoul today instead. You are really full of surprises. Well, why don't we take a quick look at what you're running?
Yeah, man. So standard ratios for the most part. We got the 3 Moya, we got the 2 Taya, we got the 3 Ecclesia, we got the 3 Longyuan. Very standard for just the names. She's the going second one. Taya is not a starter on his own. I mean, if you know what Swordsoul does, you know what they do. It's 2-card combos, but what a time, right? Felt like it wasn't that long ago. The 10-year ratios vary. Currently, I've been doing the 2, 1, 2, 3. Usually, well, not usually. It depends. Sometimes you'll see people do the third one of this, third one of this. It just kind of depends. I wanted more non-engine because we're in non-engine format. There were people here playing Snake Eyes tonight. I needed a way to match up, you know? So we went a little bit lighter on the tinnies. It's fine. We still saw them when we needed to. We got the Protoss as the last monster in the main because sometimes he just wins the game on the spot when he resolves. He's crazy. We search him with Emergence if we have to. A couple of times the Moye draw just hard got him, which was funny for me, not so funny for the opponents. Spells. 2 Dragon Circle. There's an argument to play the third one because it's the same as like Advent and Fluanderies. You dodge Imperm with it if you have to, like on the Moya or the Taya. So there's an argument. It's fine, but I'm on 2 for space. 3 Emergence. Searches whatever you want, including Protoss. Nothing to say there. And also Taya banishes it. It's good. 1 Sacred Summit because it's searchable in Archetype Monster Reborn. Some people cut it, and I don't really get why. I've never understood why. Like, it's Reborn. It'll come up. And also, again, it's another thing like for Taya to banish. It's a way to get to Yazi, which we'll get to. And then 2 Vessel. Like with Dragon Circle, there's an argument to play 3 of these if you're on a heavy 10E package, because bank them. It foolishes a guy and adds a guy if you have the monk, so it's a +1 essentially. It's good. But you know. And then the last main engine card is the 1 Blackout. That's the only trap. There's an argument to play a second one. Because like if you want to banish it, make a token, it'll help with the
This is basically the equivalent of what is it, Scareclaw Twin Saw?
Yeah, it's like Twin Saw, it's like Icarus Attack. It's a 2 for 2, basically. A Worm I control, 2 cards you control, pop them. And you can banish it to make a token. So like, one thing that actually just could have come up in the last game my opponent thought I was going to do was I made Chi-Shao with a Longyuan on board because I had an extra guy. And he thought I was going to do Chi-Shao banish this to make an extra token to make a 10 and do it that way. Didn't think of it. It might have been better, but I won, so who cares. For non-engine, only one of these just as a high roll, I guess, because of space. We're on 40 even, actually, if I'm not mistaken, the called by. And then hand trap lineup, 3 Droll, 3 Ash, 3 Imperm. We got the lowly commons tonight because my friend was borrowing my higher rarity stuff, but it's fine. They do the same thing.
Nice main deck there. Now let's take a look at that extra deck.
Yeah, let's get into the extra. Extra deck is also not super...
But it's pretty synchro-heavy, if I had to guess.
Yeah, you know it. The Yazi. I did not make him tonight. You usually do. You would never cut him. You would be insane to do that. Because he pops stuff and he floats when he pops himself. So like Taya, banishing one of the spells modulates to get you this. Baxia, usually people are on 2. For space reasons, we're on 1. Clears boards. Makes Chowfing is the way to nib-proof yourself nowadays with Baronne gone. Speaking of Chowfing. So like you do this, you pop Monk, summon Adhara, you make Chowfing, now they can't nib you anymore. And if they're on a light deck like Voiceless or Melodious, those are running around these days, it locks them out of the game until they out this.
What does this do?
Your opponent can't activate monsters with the same attribute as the Yang Zing's used as his material. So Baxia is a light. So you use Baxia and you use Adhara, the level 1 10E. This one.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
And they can't activate light effects. So the line through this basically is the summon of Baxia is the last opportunity they have to use Nibiru. If they don't do it here, you make Chowfing and they can no longer do it.
That's pretty solid.
So that's the Yang Zing lineup. I've had Denglong in here before. I want to mess with him again, but that's maybe for another video. Dragite, because he's a generic 8 we can
And
make.
you got waters.
And Moye is a water, so he's a spell trap negate. And if you play Nib, I thought about it, sometimes you just dig and you high roll and they you bounce stuff, because he activates top 5 for a rock. Draco Berserker, because he's another 8. I also didn't make him tonight, but you would be crazy to cut him. He comes up, banish stuff, get big, go for lethal.
Huh. Well, that's a misprint. Look at that.
Yeah, mine's a little bit shifted.
I love it.
And then the last couple of 8s are the 2 Chishaos, because he's the engine card, he searches whatever you need, he's like the first play you make 90% of your games. There's nothing to say there if you know anything about Swordsoul. For our 10s, we're on both of the archetype ones. We're on Qingying. A lot of people are familiar with it, especially people that know Ray. He loves this card.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Evil Long one, he helped a lot in my last round, actually. The burn damage is really good. He's really good at stopping continuous spell traps, because just they do their thing, they banish them, don't resolve. And then the last 10 we're on is A-Green. She's our Baronne replacement. She doesn't do the same thing, but she protects us, which is close enough. And if your opponent banishes anything by their own effects, she reborns herself. So it's not like Baronne, but what could replace Baronne, right? And then our Link monsters. The 3 Monk, just because you have to be, and the 1 Shaman. And then I'm on Sahasrara. A lot of people are not on this guy, so people might not know what this guy does. The long and short of it is he copies your opponent's monster, targets it, makes a token with its attack, and while you have that token or any other non-effect monster like this guy, your opponent can only attack non-effect monsters, and they can't target effect monsters with card effects. So,
yeah, I've had to deal with that card before. It's a nasty, nasty
people
card.
keep telling me to cut him, and then every time somebody says that, he wins me a game. Like, he's won me games at regionals, he wins me games at locals all the time, when I used to play this deck all the time. He's just good. I just like him. He's a big guy. Like, yeah, you don't make him all the time, but sometimes you just get stuck with, like, a negated Taya or something. So you just, like, go cool. Shaman, pitch one of the Tenyis, use it before you get rid of the Monk, make this. Like, it helps clear stuff.
Yeah.
So that's it. Did you want to see the side deck?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, we'll do that real quick.
Standard for my deck profiles.
Side deck was kind of thrown together again. A friend of mine was borrowing some of my good stuff tonight. So I put in DD Crow. I didn't feel like digging for my Bestials. Those would have probably been better because they're better for synchro material. But, I mean, DD Crow's fine. Like, sometimes we have Pearly players, and Bestials don't do much to those, right?
Super good against Branded, too.
Yeah, it's fine against Branded. I used it against RDA. Bestials would have been just as good there. But, like, again, we have Pearly players. It's good against them. Lava Golem came up a couple of times. Like, yeah, oh no, I can't normal summon Moye, but whatever. If it clears stuff and wins you the game, you have Long Yuan, it's good. I did misplay it with it one game, but my opponent didn't have enough gas, so it didn't matter. But he was on Snake Eye, so this was a fire for him to use Promethean Princess. If he got through it. He didn't get through her, thankfully. Back row hate, nothing to say there. We love back row hate. Wipe it, go away. Spicy pick for tonight, enemy controller. It came up once against the RDA opponent.
What code did you use? You got to tell me.
Oh, what was the good code? It was
left, right, AB?
left, right, up, down, AB, start.
That's the one that takes control, right?
Yeah.
Gotta love it. So I just had to ask because if you know me, you know I love my anime references.
Well, the correct answer is the Konami code, but yeah. Econ's funny. Like, you can dodge Imperm and still have your token if you have, like, Shatana or something in your hand. I used it on the RDA guy. He made the 6 and then targeted his guy, and I went, take the 6. So he just has his tuner and can't do anything else, so he just passes. Like, is that optimal? Probably not, but, like, man, what are you going to do? Econ's funny. And then, I said it in the last profile, I'll say it again. I am in love with Judgment. Judgment is crazy. I always put it in going first.
This card needs no introduction, my good sir. It's amazing.
Sometimes, the best thing you can possibly do is flip up a purple card from 20 plus years ago. So that's it.
Well, Guy, you got any shout-outs you want to make? Any of your opponents you want to specifically shout out?
They know who they are, but I will say, since you're doing this for your channel, Willie West, come back. We miss you.
I'll make sure to relay the message. He'll
probably see it.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on the channel again, Ray.
Yeah, man. And thank you for
Pass turn.